Yo, yo. Good morning. Good morning.
Great morning.
June 7th, 11 a.m. with your favorite podcast in the whole wide world. The Man to Man Pod, one half, Darius Butler. Got my co-host, Antoine Bethea.
What's going on?
What's happening, people? Let a couple people jump in, man. How was your weekend, man? How was the tourney?
Man, it was a good first annual, good turnout, man. It was a long weekend, hot weekend, man, but it was definitely worth it, man. Had a good time. Community came out, showed some love. Boys were out there hooping. So,
seen anybody nice? Anybody out there look like your boy?
oh man. I don't know what you're talking about, but we had a young mob come from Newark, New Jersey, man. They actually won the chip for the 9th through 12th grade division. So it was some hoopers out there, man. Definitely had some hoopers out there.
Had good weather. Got blessed with good weather.
Yeah, look, Friday, man. Friday was tricky. We had to move it to my high school. Had a monsoon out here, but high school they looked out. Short notice, but Friday and Saturday, like I said, man, it was 85 degrees out there. No shade. So just like old times growing up, man, just out there just playing ball, man. So
out there getting that. That's what's up, man. I know the kids had fun, man. First annual, definitely try to get out there to the next one.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. JP hit me. So JP said he can bring a team down next year. So
for the 18 and up.
Yeah, so you got to lock in. You got to get a mob.
Say less, man. JP. After was that a couple weeks ago we was talking about might have been last week we put the teams together and shit.
Yeah.
And JP was talking shit about the video I posted. I texted him, man. I said, all right, JP, like, what's good? What next week look like, man? I'm about to pull up. I'm about to go on tour. For everybody in the comments talking crazy, I'm going on tour. I'm pulling up.
We'll set it up.
I mean, but yeah, man, this week is a good weekend, man. A lot going on. Obviously, a lot going on in sports, the boxing world, gymnastics. Shoot, I was even locked in on the women's softball World Series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was locked in. I was up till like midnight watching one of the games. Playoff basketball, obviously NBA playoff basketball, WNBA, lot going on, man. Glad everything was success. NFL news, Julio finally got moved. We might as well start off with that. Man. We've been talking about that since last season. Julio potentially moving. It finally happened. A bunch of players, a bunch of fan bases were recruiting him. One of the most talented receivers of this generation for sure. The Titans were one of the favorites, end up landing him, man. What you think about Julio going down to Tennessee?
Man, I like it. Obviously not, coming into the AFC South, but I like the move and then what they had to give up for Julio. I think I seen you tweeted it. Well, every team in the NFL should have been in that discussion. But teaming them up with AJ Brown, and I think AJ Brown looks up to him. So be able to have them two guys on opposite sides, and then you got Derrick Henry. It's gonna be something special for that offense because you got to put 8 people in the box for the run game. So now you got to. So 8 guys in the box. You got AJ Brown and Julio Jones on the outside. As a defensive coordinator, man, you got to come up. you got to be creative, man. So I'm excited, man. I think it's good for Julio. Get him a fresh start. So I like the move.
Yeah, you spoke on it, man. It's tough for DC coming in that game because I know at least when we were playing, it was still, the first thing defensive coordinator say, hey, stop the run. We got to stop the run. So that's obviously the number one thing still coming in with the when you're playing the Titans. But now you got 2 guys out there who most weeks you're not comfortable leaving them one-on-one, leaving them one-on-one with those single high matchups. So, you're going to have to pick your poison. You're gonna have to pick your poison with that offense. They got a decent offensive line. Tannehill, I feel like is a good quarterback, but with these weapons around him, I wouldn't be surprised if he had a great season. He's already put together some good seasons out there. They did lose their OC. And before I even go any deeper, I put a tweet out there, just to make it clear that the Titans still stink, and I ain't rocking with them on this side. But that offense is definitely scary. A lot of holes on that defensive side of the ball, though. And obviously, whenever that's the case, I feel like the special teams are going to suffer too, because defensive depth is a big indicator of how your special teams going to perform. So still picking my Colts to win that division, but the Titans definitely got better, and they are to defend the AFC South champs. So at least for now, it still goes to Lucas Oil. It still goes to Lucas Oil.
As a DC though, what do you do? What's your what's your go-to? What's your game plan?
You still got to stop that run, man. You got to try to win on first down, and then man, it's tough, bro. I ain't gonna lie, it's tough. My game plan, I got to stop the run first, though. I would rather Ryan Tannehill, even with these weapons, I'd rather Tannehill have to beat me before I let Derrick Henry beat me. So it's still stop the run first when you're playing those Titans, in my opinion. And then obviously once you get to passing situations, now it's like, damn, who do you double?
Yeah.
So it's really gonna be like who got the hot hand? Who got the hot hand between AJ? AJ's a young up and coming receiver. Julio's obviously a savvy vet. 32 now, missed a bunch of time last year, but I expect him to still put up and still be an A1 top notch receiver. What do you expect from him production wise?
I think he's going to produce again.
But like on Julio level though, I mean, I feel like he can roll out a better produce. He's still going to be.
I don't think it's going to be on a Julio what we've grown accustomed to seeing from Julio, right? So you got to think about it. They a lot of times run heavy team, Derrick Henry. So it's going to take some throws away from him, and then you got another talented receiver on the other side, AJ Brown. So, but I think he understands that going into the situation. But I think we're still going to see a productive season from Julio. And to piggyback on what the question I asked you as far as the DC, I think there will be one of them weeks where disguise is very important, right? From secondary to the linebacker level, like that week, your disguise has to be very important because, like you said, got to stop the run, but you just don't want to sit in that 8-man box. You want to give a pre and post snap a different picture for that quarterback to maybe get him to check out of a run and make him pass. So it'll definitely be like a chess move game. But you definitely right. Definitely got to stop that run. But I think Julio gonna have a good season, man.
Yeah. So you think this got to stay healthy. That's big. And obviously that gets tougher. The older you get, and Julio kind of gets to. A lot of people talk about him like he's injured a lot. I wouldn't say he's injured a lot. He obviously missed time last year, but before that he's been pretty durable. And like you said, he's always produced. Only thing with Julio, he don't get in that end zone as much as you like him to. But do you think this move makes the Titans a contender in your eyes?
I think they're a playoff team. In the AFC, though, I still, I have them.
Because the AFC, you got the Patriots reloaded. Obviously, you got the Chiefs there.
Yeah,
got the Bills, the Colts. It's still a question mark with Wentz.
I like Cleveland. Obviously on paper right now, Cleveland. So
Baltimore.
Can't count out Baltimore exactly. So I won't put them as a contender, but they're in the mix. They're in the mix.
I mean, the offense is a tremendous upgrade, obviously, but defense, special teams, I still don't think they got it there. So I'm gonna say no. They do not make them a contender. But you got two quarterbacks now, and really, I mean, Todd Taylor being the AFC South as well. And then you got Trevor Lawrence as a rookie. I don't think he have a bunch of pressure on him. He's a rookie. But so it's between Tannehill and Carson Wentz. I would say Wentz obviously had a shitty season last year, got benched, got traded. And now you gave Ryan Tannehill some more weapons. So who got the most pressure on him in the AFC South at the quarterback position?
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz still wins.
Yeah, I in my opinion, like you said, leaving the situation that he was coming from in Philly, a lot of the talk, and now that he's back with Frank Reich, I'm supposed to, in a more comfortable situation, this is the time that he got to get it done. So I think Carson Wentz has the most pressure at this moment in time.
I'm with you on that. That for sure. A lot of pressure, man. A lot of pressure. What else we had going, man? I think that was really. We had anything else come from my NFL?
Let's give a shout out to Tony Jefferson, man.
Oh yeah, T. Jeff
signed with the San Francisco 49ers, man. Towards ACL, I think what that was 19.
Yeah, he been out of the game since 19.
19. So definitely salute, man. Going out to the Bay, man.
Glad to see him back, man. That's big.
Yeah.
That's big. Sticking kind of with football and the wide receivers. Yeah, Ocho make his boxing debut, man. Chad Cinco Johnson got in the ring, man. Went 4 rounds, 2-minute rounds down here in Miami, man. What you thought about that fight? I know you're a boxing fan. What's your thought on his performance? And then what's your thought on Chad and Logan getting in the ring, man? I know you're a boxing guy. I'm a casual, so I enjoy it. It's entertainment. They got my $50. I got a Migo performance. I got a Money Bag Yo performance.
Yo.
You know what I mean? So what you thought about it, though? I thought he looked decent.
Nah, it was cool. It was cool. Like I said, Chad held his own. Obviously that the boxing, the conditioning, man, I think it's one of the toughest workouts out there. Even though it doesn't sound like a lot, 4 2-minute rounds, that's a lot when somebody punching you, leaning on you or whatever. But Chad came out, looked like he had some quick hands, quick jabs. The only thing I would say, just stay focused the whole fight. I thought he started feeling himself a little bit. And when he did, that right hand came and caught him.
Ooh, yeah.
So
that left himself open.
Yeah, so that was my biggest thing. But then again, like he said, one of the things he could check off his bucket list, getting in the ring. He got one under his belt, so salute.
Yeah, that was dope, man. Like you said, after the fight, man, don't be afraid to fail. And he got out there in front of everybody, obviously after seeing what happened with Nate Robinson. I mean, he got dropped, but he got back up, got right back up. You know what I mean? And I feel like he was winning them first couple rounds. Like you said, could have stayed focused, definitely got blown, got tired. That boxing condition is different. I know it's I've never been in a real boxing fight, but I know it's one thing training, just like it is football practice. And then when the lights come on, it's a whole different type of condition, whole different speed. So I think he held his own, man. I think he made me as another football player proud, man. Like, salute. Chad held his own, took a hit, got up, tried to dap my man up.
Right. But I don't think it's a career there, though. You know what I mean?
How old is Chad? I mean, should he 40, 43?
Yeah, ain't no career there, but it was like you said, it was entertainment. It was
entertaining. Definitely entertaining. What about the Floyd Paul fight?
Man, yo,
that size difference is crazy.
Crazy, right? So Floyd, man, I think Floyd let him off easy, man. Obviously it is entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Floyd let him off easy. I think round what was that? Round 3 or 4? Paul, he was getting tired. And
that's when he went to the corner.
Yeah, went to the corner.
That conditioning crazy.
And Floyd, man, that's when he started it's already tough. His defense is crazy. So it was gonna be tough for Paul anyway. I think everybody understood that. But again, it was a money grab. People watched it, people ordered it. And that's what it was. And I don't understand what everybody's so bent out of shape for. I don't know, what was you expecting? It was entertaining.
I got exactly what I expected. I mean,
right.
I did expect I take that back. I did expect Floyd to put on more of a clinic, I guess. I didn't expect him to drop him just because I knew Logan was way bigger than I knew he was a heavyweight. Once they got in the ring, though, even with the face-offs and all that, it looked complete. Like the optics looked even more crazy than I expected him to look. But I definitely didn't expect him to drop him. But he put on the clinic. You know, Logan was hugging him, putting his weight on him.
Yeah.
Floyd probably let him off a little easy to probably set up another money grab, and they'll get another $50 from me probably, depending on who on the undercard. But I was honestly more interested in seeing how Ocho looked in the on the undercard. And but I definitely got my $50 worth. I wasn't tripping. I know a lot of people had issues with the app or streaming and stuff like that. And like you said, was talking, you know, I don't know what they expect. They expected Canelo and Floyd.
Right. That's
that ain't what you get. Ford probably cleared another M.
Easy.
Whether you call him the greatest boxer ever or not, he's definitely the greatest businessman in boxing that I've seen. So salute to Floyd, man. Salute to Floyd and the other cats that, you know, got their shine. Even I can't think of the dude who fought Ocho. But I'm sure that was his, you know, biggest view fight. I'm sure that's the biggest crowd he's had. So shout out to everybody.
0-1, so he won too many fights.
You say he was 0-1?
Yeah, 0-1.
Oh man, okay. So Ocho knew what he was doing.
Yeah, definitely. What you mean? Definitely knew what he was doing.
Okay, that makes sense. I didn't even look up Cuz record or nothing. Now it makes sense.
Yeah. So what you think about them fighting at the arena out there in the rain and everything? Like, do you like that, or do you think, you know what I mean, just with the rain, the weather affecting guys slipping in the ring?
I mean, I obviously I'm not a fan. I feel like boxing should be, you know, in a controlled environment. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they thought it was going to be, but down here, especially this time of year, like you always gonna get some patchy showers down here in South Florida, Miami. We went to that Canelo fight in that same arena. It was dope. You know, the atmosphere, the you know, big ass football stadium. Yeah. It was you know, the atmosphere was dope if you got nice weather. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of that. I wouldn't say I was a fan of that. And sure, I know them cats was paying bread for them floor seats.
Exactly.
And I know they was out there suited and booted. So I definitely wouldn't want to be out there getting rained on. But you know, I guess it was, you know, they had to fight through the circumstances.
Mm-hmm. Sure, we got some questions in here.
Yeah, man. What y'all got? Y'all got some questions? I read Brian Maxwell was his name. Brian Maxwell. And he said Ocho was one of his idols. So that was dope for him to be able to get in the ring.
Nah, for sure.
I want to know who y'all think is the greatest boxer ever, too. I told y'all I'm a casual. So I would go, if I had to pick one fighter to fight for humanity, to fight for my life, it'd be my prime Mike Tyson. That's the craziest shit I ever seen. I didn't see Ali, you know, live. I obviously saw replays and stuff. Saw some other obviously saw Floyd. He's a great boxer, not a knockout artist, but a great boxer. Who would you say? TBE, regardless of weight class. If somebody had to fight for the aliens came and said, hey, we destroying all this shit. Unless y'all win this fight. Y'all can send one cat up here in their prime.
I'm going Tyson, man. Tyson. Well, you know, Floyd, man, he's never lost though. You can't.
That defense crazy.
He's never lost. He's never lost.
I mean, he kind of picked his fights though at times. He kind of.
Boxing is a funny business all in itself, man. So
I feel you. You know more about it than me, so I'll take.
And I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm an expert on boxing, but it's a funny business to me. But if I'm doing anything and I got that zero on the other side of that dash,
you in the argument for sure.
Yeah.
So you don't think the aliens will be able to hit him
at all?
B-Hop. I did like B-Hop. B-Hop was a dog. I done seen B-Hop been dropped too many times.
Roy
Jones in his prime was super serious. That's who fought That's who fought Tyson, right? He fought Tyson this
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What else we got, man? We got Simone Biles. Simone Biles, what did she just do? She just I want to say
What?
she
It was
tied.
all around, like seventh.
Yeah, 7th, tied the all-time record. She's obviously going to qualify for the Olympic team.
Nah, she's special.
GOAT. She already putting a GOAT on her fifth. Rightfully
Yeah.
so. Yeah, she won her
She's,
seventh national women's all-around title. Yeah, I mean, how old is she? 97. So she was born 4 days before. Okay.
How old is she?
March 97. So what's that? 24?
Nice, baby.
24. Them gymnasts, they start young though, right?
Yeah.
Like they going there early. So yeah, she's a legend though. Shout out to Simone, the GOAT. You watched any NBA playoffs?
Nah, man. I was outside all day. But definitely, I got caught some highlights and people talking. What you thought about the game this weekend?
Man, I thought Philly would win at least the first game. I think that series will still go 7.
Yeah.
But Ice Trey though, hey, them Hawks ain't no joke, man.
I can't even say coming to his own because he's been balling.
I know he's still so young though. I think it's his third year. Just a baller, man. He's got a great feel for the game. Obviously, a great shooter. That's what most people think about when they say. But I mean, great passer. Sets his guys up, and the guys around him can hoop. That team it was better than advertised. 5 seed. They up 1-0 on the road against the Sixers, the 1 seed. So shit, I was thoroughly impressed.
And I was about to say, just with the confidence that they're playing with now.
Yeah.
Getting out that first round. Like you said, Trey leading the team and the guys around him doing what they're supposed to do. So that confidence, man, goes a long way.
Yeah, and that was a big test for him that first round with the Knicks. Not only the team, but that atmosphere. Because obviously the Hawks, ain't been on that stage in a while. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see, obviously with Trey, but that whole team, man, see how far they can go. Staying in the East. I know you picked the Bucks. You picked the Bucks to win that series. Harden went out in the first couple minutes, tweaked his hammy. I don't think we see him the rest of this series, honestly.
He tweaked
that thing and just walked off the court. But I'm still rocking with the Nets though.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna see. My Bucks, not my Bucks, but the Bucks, they down 1-0, 0-1 right now. So I don't know, it might be tough for Brooklyn, man. Harden, the big three, one is gone.
Yeah, but them boys ain't skip a beat. I mean, Milwaukee
they didn't miss a beat, though. I ain't gonna front,
bro. They didn't miss a beat. Kyrie and Kate, like when KD's so skilled, bro.
Yeah, dude, but I think if Harden doesn't come back, man, I think the Bucks. I'm still sticking with the Bucks, man. Like my man, I think Anthony Gaines said it. Yeah, they're not gonna shoot 5 for 30.
That's what I was about to say. They shot horrible. I think Greek Freak had a good game, but I think too many times they had a ball in his hands at the top of the key or out on the perimeter, trying to start the offense through them. I think that's what you brought Drew Holiday there for, man. Let Drew run the offense through him, run the offense through your guards. Let Greek Freak play in the post, play off the ball. Or if he get the ball in transition, let him do his thing. But we've seen that movie before with him at the top of the key, try to direct things. But they shot, not good at all. But they shot terrible. They left all they shooting down here in Miami. But
why you put that hat on anyway, bro?
I still gotta rock my dogs, man. I still gotta rep my guys, man. You know what I mean? We went out. Hopefully, we get Lillard over here, man. We gotta see if we can get Dame Dollar down here to downtown Miami. But the Nets look good, man. I'm still taking the Nets to win it.
Okay.
This series, obviously the East. I mean, I picked them to win it all now at this point. So I'm sticking with it, man.
So somebody just asked in here, what would be the most intriguing, right? Rich Dizzy.
Rich Dizzy.
NBA Finals matchup right now with the teams that's left in the Offs. What would you like to see? Excitement wise, just
I mean, I want to see the teams I picked to go, the Suns and the Nets. I want to see, obviously, I want Chris Paul to be healthy. Hopefully, this time off is doing him well, serving him well. But I would like to see Chris Paul, compete for a chip. He never been there. I would like to see Booker on that stage, Ayton, Coach Monty Williams. And then at the Nets, I mean, I think everybody loves, whether you're a fan or you hate them, like, if you like basketball, you like watching those guys play basketball.
Sure.
Like it's a nice brand of basketball. They move the ball. Kyrie, KD, they're artists with that rock in their hands, man. So that would be my most intriguing matchup: Nets versus Suns. What about you?
Definitely would like to see the Nets. Even though, yeah, bum hat. Even though I got Milwaukee, but I think like you said, like just a fan of basketball, you would love to see them three guys on the big stage. Coming out of the West, I want mine.
Clippers versus Nets.
That's what I was saying. If the Clippers get, they was able to get past the match.
That's so serious.
Sure, you got Kawhi, got PG, and then on the other side, you got three other stars. So that won't be a bad matchup.
I mean, I ain't trying to see the Clippers, man. I like Kawhi. Kawhi do his thing. PG, man. PG be pissing me off, man. PG be pissing me off.
Playoff P.
Pandemic P, playoff P. PG be pissing me off. He's so skilled, man. So you know what he can do. But it's like, man, and Luka, man, he needs some help. Kyle Porzingis is so trash. He the new Pandemic P or playoff, whatever you want to call him. That shit garbage. I'm sorry.
I was reading
they was calling him a unicorn coming in. That shit garbage.
I was reading something this morning. It was talking about Porzingis was saying he was, I don't know if it was true, but this is what I was reading, that he feels
Bleacher Report
getting overlooked rather than being side by side. I'm like, man, this the back seat. It's different.
I mean, if he is, because he basically said he wasn't being seen as a co-star, shit, that's on him.
Yeah.
And now at the same time, your game is gonna have to adjust, because when you playing with Luka, shit, it's kind of like playing with LeBron. You know what I mean? You know how Kevin Love, how he had to change his game, how Chris Bosh had to change his game. But and you haven't seen Porzingis do that. And he came in very highly touted. Like he came in with almost a Luka height. Honestly, when he came to New York, like they was talking, oh, that's a unicorn. It's 7'3", he can shoot, he could do this, he could do that. And now he just be out there in the wing like a big ass shooting guard. Ain't trying to hit that Porzingis. They picked that shit up. But Luka though, what he had 46 and 14 or something like that. That shit crazy.
Crazy.
Luka's special, man. Special player. The league in good hands, though. I know LeBron at the tail end of his career. You got Luka, you got Trae Young, Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, Jason Tatum.
Anthony Edwards, young fella.
Anthony Edwards. You got some young Ja Morant. You got some young studs, man. Stars, man.
For sure,
the league is in great hands. I see a lot of McAfee Mafia in the chat.
Word.
Shout out. What else we got, man? Who else was you cover all the games? Got the Nets,
Bucks, Clippers,
Mavs. We talked about the Heat. Yeah. No.
Yeah, we did. We talked about them bum ass Heat.
Let me see, man.
So
we got next series though. Who you taking in that Utah Clippers series? Utah might beat that shit. I'm gonna tell you Utah in 6.
In 6?
Utah in 6. Donovan Mitchell finally getting his win. He back all the way back from that ankle. Utah in 6.
They ain't gonna be able to do nothing with the Utah might get that.
All right, you got Utah. All right, Denver, Phoenix. Got a 3-2 over there. Game 1 tonight.
Damn, that's gonna be a good game. I'll go with is what they say about Chris Paul.
I think he good. Chris Paul good.
Let's go Suns.
I'm going Suns in that one too. I don't know. I got a feeling that one might go 7.
Let's go. I'm gonna go Suns there.
Nah, Denver just came out. What did they go 6 with Portland? I'm going Suns with that one. I love the Suns, man. Especially if Chris Paul healthy. If you feeling better, get some of that sea moss in you, Chris Paul.
I'm gonna
Man,
go
take that
Suns.
Toradol shot. Yeah, we got to talk. We're gonna have to have a conversation about that Toradol, about the Toradol shit coming out too.
Them
the
Toradol. Them
You already
Toradol
got
so crazy.
that shit crazy, man. But you got Philly, Atlanta. I'm still going with Philly in that series. I know Atlanta up 1-0. I'm going with Philly in that series. We'll take Philly in 7.
I can't keep picking the same teams you picking. I'm gonna go Atlanta. How Atlanta bet?
All right. There you go. And then you already know where you at. You still with Milwaukee, and I'm still with the Nets. But what else we had? What else we had this weekend, man? What else we got going on in sports? Or just in general, man. Y'all drop some questions in the chat.
We had some questions earlier. Scroll up, see what they talking about.
Okay, my dog Pat said Nuggets in 7. CP3 is healthy. He's old and angry.
Who they talking?
You said what?
Who they talking about? He's old and angry.
Old and angry, probably CP. Probably CP3. Hey, bet that up, Pat. And then Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban said he wasn't considering he was not considering a coaching change. And I think Carlisle's a good coach. But he said he's not. He said he only considers a coaching change if he feels like he's gonna get a coach who is much, much better. So man, we'll see. Juwan James.
What you think? Wants his money from the Broncos.
Got a question from G.I. Joe 317. It's a familiar name in the shot. Shout out Joe, if that's your real name. Juwan James wants his money from the Broncos. ABDB, what do you think he would get it?
No.
I don't think so. He's suing him for 15. Them in the PA, I think they got the same lawyers that Cap had with the collusion lawsuit. I think he's saying like the team. I want him to get it. I want him to get it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's very likely though. I don't agree with the rule at all. I don't agree with the when guys get hurt off campus. Pretty much, the team isn't liable. They can or can't pick up, your contract. But I mean, it isn't right. You know how it goes in business, man. It's hard to beat that if it's in writing, if it's agreed to, if it's signed on. So I don't think he'll get his money.
Agreed.
Want him to, but unfortunately, I don't think he will, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, man. But like you said, fingers crossed, man. Hopefully he does get it.
Okay, G.I. Joe said the PA isn't involved. I must have read something wrong, but yeah, we can go back. Somebody brought up. Shout out to Pepe too, man. I saw you went through something on your timeline, man. I hope everything good over there.
Yeah,
shout out to TJ, man. TJ Olsen, Greg Olsen's son. He got his, he's been dealing with heart issues for a while now. Greg Olsen, one of my former teammates. Great guy, great family, man. Hope TJ speedy recovery, man. Those of us who had kids, it's nothing like seeing. My daughter, my second oldest daughter, went through open heart surgery as an infant, and it's nothing like seeing your child go through that shit, man. You'll give anything to just be able to switch places. So prayers up, good energy to that family, man. Great people.
Yeah.
What else we got, man?
But you got one O-line, D-line. They use boxing for hand fighting and footwork.
I don't know if they do. I haven't seen too many linemen in there.
You use it for conditioning, but shit, you do O-line and D-line work for footwork and your hand placements and all that. You do football drills.
Now out there in the gridiron gang out there in Indy with Rob Mathis, I see him doing those them drills crazy, and that's a lot. That's big, huge for offensive lineman and defensive line. Hand placement, being able to bat that shit down. I have seen, definitely not boxing, but yeah, it ain't boxing. I ain't seen too many big fellas in there.
Yeah,
that boxing shit different. Ooh.
Man, y'all put some more questions in here.
Quick healing, man. Quick healing. But I was going back and forth with my dog. We'll jump back till we get some more questions. We'll jump back to the Julio talk. So and you said it, Pat said it. I said it too initially, but then thinking about it again, basically saying like, hey, every team should have been in on this trade. Second round, a fifth round. Everybody should have offered that to the Falcons. And then I thought about like, damn, okay, he is 32. He is coming off an injury shortened season. Do you just playing devil's advocate? I feel like most teams, okay, let's say if you're a team where you feel like Julio's the missing piece to get you over the hump, you should have been in those sweepstakes for sure. But if you're a team trying to, and he said he wanted to go to winner anyway, but if you're a team trying to build and, obviously building through the draft and building the long, 2-3 year plan, maybe not. Maybe you don't get that second round pick up.
Nice.
AJ Brown was a second round pick. AJ Brown was a second round pick. Derrick Henry was a second round pick. Shit, DK Metcalf was a second round pick. Hey, that's a hot pick, man.
If you're in the business of winning and improving your team, and you have a player like Julio, and you're talking about a second and fifth, a lot of you don't overthink football. Don't overthink football. You turn the film on. You know what type of player that you get. That guy's worth a second and a fifth. Like, and he's going when he comes in your building, he's helping improving your offense.
I mean, for what? For the year, 2 years.
What you
Max? Like I said, if you're a team, I think the coach should have been in.
What happened 3 years, 4 years, 5 years down the road? I'm not thinking about that. Like, I'm thinking about next year. You talking about 3 years? Like, I mean, 2 years. Like, we'll deal with that when we get there.
Nah, man, that because you draft that second round pick, man. That's the guy you got him for sure for 4 years. Now, is he gonna pan out?
What you gonna
That's
get.
a toss up. That's a toss up.
Exactly. You don't know what you're gonna get.
Like I said, the Titans. I mean, for them it's good because they ain't got no damn defense, so they're gonna have to score points. I think it was a good move for them. But to say every team in the league should have been on it, I gotta look at myself and be like, nah.
Yeah, I think so. Like you said, like a second rounder.
The Patriots should have been in on it.
You name some second rounders that are playing well, but you can't give me a receiver that you're gonna draft in the second round, and you talking about this year or next year that's going line up the Julio Jones. Like, man, cut it out, man. Stop. Cut it out. I don't know why I'm having this conversation with you.
Listen, I'm not saying Julio, the Julio that we've seen for what is this? Julio 10th year, 11th year now? The Julio
we've seen this conversation, bro.
The Julio we've seen for the last decade. We're not promised to see that for the next. We ain't promised to see that.
To see nothing. Like
nothing's
promised.
But I mean, you draft a guy to say, come on, at least you got 4 years, then you can re him up. You could keep. I don't know. It's a thought. I'm thinking a good 20 teams, y'all should have been out of the other 12. Y'all should have been there. That's my take. After I thought about it, after the initial excitement, it's different, man. It's different. Van Albright, what receivers? Come on, bro. I mean, it's a conversation. It ain't just why. That's why he ain't go for a first. That's why I wouldn't. You telling me every team? Come on, second and the fifth. Second and the fifth. I'm telling you, that's the thing. That's the thing behind it. Now, I'm not saying these GMs are geniuses. I honestly think it's probably.
We know that.
It's probably. I say it's probably 8. Probably 6 to 8. Really, like not even really good. I would say good GMs, good decision makers. in the NFL. I think majority of them kind of either get lucky or get, go there. But
Good question,
yeah,
Van.
yeah.
What receivers gave you the most?
I tell you what, that motherfucker that was in that boxing ring last night, he don't look great in that boxing ring, but when he got some cleats, some gloves on, my second year first game of the year, we beat the shit out of the Bengals. We were up 3 scores in the first half. So second half, they throwing the ball the whole half. We want to talk about a headache, boy. Motherfucker Ocho. I put Ocho. Ocho's at the top of my list.
Ocho at the top of your list?
Yeah, personally. Now, AB as a team, as a defense, Antonio Brown, he did the most damage on us single-handedly as a receiver. He didn't get the best of me, but as the secondary, as a defense, Antonio Brown.
That's why I haven't. I was playing the safety position. I didn't line up, one-on-one, with a whole lot of receivers. But as far as game planning and watching film and playing against, as far as team-wise, Andre Johnson was something.
Dre
with Dre.
That was a division. You saw him twice a year too.
Twice a year, yeah. And then even I played against Megatron a number of times, and just how we going to defend this guy. That was a tough job too. So
yeah, Megatron, he gonna cause a headache. But the thing about it, Megatron, there wasn't that many great weapons around him, so it was easier. The thing about AB, when we was playing him, he had a great O-line, obviously a great quarterback at the time, and then a great running back in the backfield. So it was kind of what we talked about earlier when you going in to play the Titans. What do? You put another safety in the box. You got to lean that safety over. And he always had at least a decent receiver on the other side, or in the slot. He had some other good receivers around him. So AB, that's a big reason why he did work too. Well, part of the reason, should I say? But he consistently beat double teams too. That shit was tough. Ocho best for you all time. That definitely can't argue with that. Yeah, that Dre Cortland fight was crazy. What else we got, man? Oh, G.I. Joe 317. Another good question.
Yeah.
What's the biggest difference between good practice players and great game players?
It could be mental.
I'm trying to think about if I ever played with a guy who was great in practice but wasn't good in the game. I don't know. I can't really think of too many guys. I mean, you had practice squad players, guys who once they got their shot on the, on the active roster, didn't, look different. Because it's one thing when you got to look at a card, or you're in that controlled environment of practice. You can look at this script and say, all right, we got third down coming up. All right, we got short yard. All right, we got first, second down. Okay, we got this. You can prepare that way. When you're in the game,
that's why I said mentally. I'm like, that's why I said mental is like the biggest. I think the biggest difference.
How quick you can process things.
Yeah, so many things you have to process in a short amount of time, in a split second. So them, like you said, them players that when you go to practice, you can look at a script sometimes and be like, okay, I know I'm doing this. I got 4 plays. These 4 plays we running this, or whatever the case may be. Some coaches try to help you so you won't have a bad practice.
I hate coaches like that.
Right. You got some coaches like
be like, we call it cover 3, then we going, here we go. Don't fuck this up. Do that. I hate that shit, bro.
So like it's just a difference where in practice, like you said, it's a controlled environment. Sometimes, not all the time.
Not all the time, yeah.
In that game, man, when the bullets get to flying and things you gotta change on the fly. And you look at your corner. I look at D-Butt, and D-Butt looking at me just like that. Like, all right.
That's what you already know.
Day. It's about to be a long day.
It's definitely because it's different, man. It's different. You got there, somebody like AB who got a bunch of snaps under their belt. Done kind of been through, all type of situations, all type of environments, and then you get a guy who, hasn't, and it's a huge adjustment. So you definitely, and that's why even with these rookies that come in the league, man, I always look at, not only where they drafted, who they are, but what type of meeting rooms they're going into, what type of teams, what type of locker rooms they're going into. Because sometimes you need a guy out there, hey, calm your ass down, but relax. It's just football. You know what I mean? I got you. I got you. And then, somebody make a play, make a tackle something. And, once some nerves get settled, you good, man. But like AB said, that's probably the biggest difference, being able to mentally process. How quick can you mentally process those things where you can just play football? Because if you're out there thinking, you out there trying to guard Julio, AB, Ocho, and you still thinking about shit, you ain't got a chance.
Long day for you.
You ain't got it. Nah, it's going to be a short day.
Yeah, because you're going to be on that sideline.
They're right. Going to be up out of there. They're going to put somebody in there to figure it out.
No question.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to my people, too, man, over at Zenwater, man.
Okay.
Over at Zenwater, man. Showing some love. Help me out.
What's in that? What's in that?
Man. What's in here? Shit, what's the pH? 100% is 9.5 pH alkaline. 100% recycled from ocean-bound plastic. So that's one of the major things that this company focuses on. Trying to clean out the ocean. 100% recycled, man. So definitely shout out to the fam over at Zenwater.
Shout out to Zenwater. I'm looking for another water sponsor. I had Eternal. My contract's up. I'm a water free agent. I'm over here drinking this good old Zephyr Hills. Yeah, they got a recycled joint in there too. So grew up on that. But hold on, give me 30 seconds.
Will, what it do, man? What it do? That Voss want to be heading too.
That Eternal be hitting. I might have to re-up.
Yeah, I'll put some more questions in here, man. We got about a good 10 minutes left. Yeah, I'll go over there, tap in with the homie Pat. Word, shout out Joe. G.I. Joe, 317 out there in Indy. Will y'all ever get into coaching? I feel as though if I ever coach, it'll be on the high school level. College, pros, man, very time consuming. I gave a lot to the game during my career. So at this point, it would definitely be, high school level or lower.
I'm about to get out here and start working with these high school kids more, man.
Yeah,
start giving some of that game back.
Got to.
What else we got, man? We already gave those predictions, Thomas. We already gave the basketball predictions. Nah, AB not he not selling that Peter Popoff. Peter Popoff water. What else we got, man? For these, what we in? We got 5-10 minutes left, or we gotta make these 10 minutes great.
What a good 10 minutes.
Y'all slide over to Pat show at. I'll be on the day at 1:15.
Man, y'all catch me tomorrow morning, man. 9:40. Good morning, football. Y'all
okay.
I'll be on there for a hot second.
Good people over there, man.
Great people. Great people.
Good people over there. Hey, B, what's that when you getting into the boxing ring?
Oh, never. 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 I'm gonna keep it light, man. I'm gonna keep it cute, man. You
Come
know,
on,
in
man.
the gym, throw some gloves on, get a good sweat, get some good cardio.
You've
Y'all will
been,
not have
you've been
me.
boxing for it, man. I trust you to hold it down for us, man.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good. All to do is take one. That's
What you
all it
think?
does.
Anthony Gaines said, "Who got the best wide receiver core in the league right now?" You got the Browns with a healthy
Yeah.
Odell back, Jarvis. There's some young cats that came along as well. You got them young boys out there in Denver. You got Minnesota, Thielen,
Minnesota,
Jefferson,
right. Buffalo.
Buffalo. They added Emmanuel Sanders with Diggs
Yeah.
and Beasley.
Um,
Dallas,
Dallas there for sure.
CD Lamb, um, Mark Cooper, Gallup. I might.
I
That's a
like
tough one.
that. Dallas
Got the
is
Chargers, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. You like Dallas?
that Dallas man. That's tough. That's a tough question as far as best. Um,
I'm gonna go Dallas.
yeah, the Dallas lineup is
I'm gonna go
real.
Dallas. I'm gonna go Dallas. I think if you had to ask me which one would lead the league in yards, it'll probably be Dallas. Because you still got, I think Zeke will have a bounce back year this year.
You think so?
I think so, man. You know, he got that 90 a couple years ago, and he hasn't really been the same since. And you know, I know you've seen it. I know I've definitely seen it. When cats get that bag, you know, they still a couple of years. They still a year or two. And then, you know, he's still young. He's still his prime. You know, he might get back in his bag this year. You got Dak back healthy. You got his
Yeah.
running mate back there. And like we just talked about, you got three guys who I think Gallup has potential to be number one. You got Coop, who's been number one his whole career. And then you got CD Lamb, who's just going into his second year. So he's going to be coming into his own. So I would probably pick Dallas as the best unit, you know, in the league. Obviously, you know, Titans, you know, with AJ and JJ with Julio Jones, that's going to be tough too. But I would probably go Seahawks. What you call it? Be slept on out there too. But I'm going to go with Dallas. I'm going to go with Dallas.
I'm with you. Hey,
Ooh,
good question right here. Which secondary coach you like the most? Like actually elevated your game and push to improve you? I have two in mind. I have two off the top for me for different reasons. Different reasons.
Who you got?
So one of them is Alan Williams. He's actually with the coach now. I think he's a safeties coach, but he was a DB coach when I first got drafted there. And the reason why I picked him is just the attention to detail. Attention to detail really had me focused as a young player of, you know, what am I supposed to do? What are the people around me supposed to be doing? And then obviously, you know, just little key points as far as how to watch film and what I'm looking for. So I think that helped elevate me as a young player. And then when I went to San Fran, I think it was my second year in San Fran. Jeff Have, he's the head coach at Boston College now, man, and just the things he kind of like instilled in our meeting room. Really, this was probably like around the first time where I really had to get on the board in front of, you know what I mean, in front of everybody. So really, that just kind of takes your mental, being able to communicate to the guys what you're seeing, what you're thinking, and then that's because, you know, my years up to that point, you know, I had it here, you know, and I could talk in the meet rooms, but it's just a different beast when you have to get on that board, draw, move things around. So I would say those two guys, as far as DB coaches, were the two that was help elevate my game.
Yeah, the first one that come to mind is Scott Lackett. Well, shit, I got to go all the way back to high school. I had Otis Miles, who's a DB, and you know, taught me things that I carried on throughout my whole NFL career. Had Scott Lakatos in college. like you said, attention to detail was immaculate. Like when I went through the scouting process, going to the league, like combine and all that shit, like I was able to get on the whiteboard. I was able to talk about different defensive concepts and not only what we were running, but why we're running it. So Scott Lakatos at UConn, and then I got drafted by the Patriots, and we had a first year defensive back coach, Josh Boyer, who's now the D coordinator at with the Dolphins. The assistant defensive back coach at the time was Brian Flores, who's the head coach of the Dolphins now. And since they were so young, Bill Belichick was so hands-on with the DBs. So I would say those three guys, start with Belichick with just the attention to detail, like you said, understanding splits, formations, understanding how quarterbacks read a defense, from that. One of the biggest things that I learned in the league is understanding like offenses see it simple, like single high or split safety. And then they kind of try to figure out their concepts go from there. Like it's not as complicated as, we make it on defense sometimes. So understanding those things. So yeah, I would say those coaches, but I had some great DB coaches along the way. Gil Hammer, loved Gil Hammer.
Yeah, shout out.
Coach G. Will. Had a lot of good coaches, but
I can't forget my college coach, Ron Bolton, man. Ron Bolton, he the one who first taught me the T-step in 02, man. T-step.
Were you a T-step guy or a bicycle?
I was a T-step guy.
T-step?
Yeah. I was
Think about T-step, man.
Really not even T-step. It was plant drive. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Get 7 in the ground.
Get them in the ground and go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Ron Bull, he played 12 or 13 years in the league, man. So just being able to have those, I don't know how I didn't mention him first, but just being able to, he played corner too. So being able to just sit in the rooms with him, just talking about just different things, and it was definitely one for me.
Deion doesn't like T-step, and different guys like different things. Deion always speaks negative down on T-step. I don't speak down on any of the because like you said, it's really about what works for you.
What works for you, yeah.
And as long as it's a plant drive and you're not wasting movement, which means you're putting that plant foot in the ground and that next foot is going the opposite direction. You good money. And for some guys, T-step. For some guys, it's bicycle. And for me, it was kind of all of them, because once you get really in that field, like shit, you just got to get it done. You got to get there.
Yeah, because sometimes you find yourself in situations where it's like, I can't, like the position we playing, we reacting to somebody else.
Reactive. Yep.
So a lot of times, I'm not in a position where I can give me a good plant drive. I might have to bicycle. You know what I mean? So, but it's kind of sort of when you're in your DB drills, like what are you focusing on? Like what are you doing? Yeah. What is your go-to? So that's why I would say I was a playing drive guy, because in my DB drills, when I'm backpedaling, breaking, I rarely bicycle. So
yeah, that's the biggest thing is, and I tell young guys this, and somebody actually asked this up in the chat a while ago, what's the most important drill for a defensive back to do? And you kind of just hit it. It's plant and drive. And that's something you can work on at home. I used to literally be at home just plant drive. Like you could do it anywhere. When the T-step is really needed is when you're playing in like bad conditions.
For sure.
Really like when you're on some shitty conditions, you playing in Cleveland late or one of these shitty fields. Yeah, Chicago, Pittsburgh, shitty field, shitty weather. That's when you got to be able to put that foot in the ground and get back and really get 7 studs in the ground and get back. But if you playing, my last 6 years home field was turf. A lot of these fields now field turf, so you got good footing most of the time. It's really how you get there. But T-step is really needed when you get on them shitty conditions. And Asante Samuel, one of the man-to-man alum, he swears by T-step. And like I said, it's different strokes for different folks. Yeah. So it really depends. But those were definitely good questions. Did you see that 7th grader who been making his rounds on Twitter?
Nah, I haven't seen him.
Man, it was this little 7th grader. He was looked like 8 inches to a foot shorter than the guys he was going against. I'm gonna send you the video when we get off. But he was one of them cats you watch me like, okay, that's just a natural, just instinctive football player. His footwork, his eye discipline, but like it was very, very impressive. I definitely got to send you that. I'm surprised you didn't see it. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't see it.
Yeah,
but we got time for one more. The Eagles shared it. Darius Slay shared. That's where I saw that. This probably be the last one. Michael Crawford, how much does scout team help you get ready for opponents? Is about giving you good looks, or how do those individual scout team players are? I'm not sure what you're trying to say there, but how athletic, physical. All right, how does I stick to the first part of the question? How much does the scout team help you get ready for opponents? I'll let you answer it. For y'all that don't know, on a scout team, so I was on the scout team my red shirt year in college, and then if you're not like a starter, sometimes depending on your team, you get on that scout team too to show the offensive look. And scout team, they putting up a card. And they telling you, all right, run this defense. This is how the Steelers run their cover 3, or this is how the Browns run their cover 2, or et cetera, et cetera. So you want to get those looks as an offense, as a defense. We want, splits, routes. It's not so much athletically because nobody's going to be Julio Jones in practice on the scout team. Nobody's going to be T.Y. Hilton. So it's really about for the defense to get our looks, to get our communication down, to know exactly where does this guy like to line up, shit like that. What about you? How you feel about that question?
Yeah, scout team is important. I ain't gonna front. Like scout team, if they had me matching up against a good tight end 1 week, I needed that work in practice. I needed to see you run the routes. Full speed, no half-assing. So
got to run the right way. How that team runs routes.
Exactly. So now you get to a situation where if you're a practice player, you're a scout team player. Like, look, hey, just watch a little bit of film on whoever you're playing, and just try to mimic those routes. But scout team players, practice players, man, very important part. And those guys are no slouches because they're there for a reason. You know what I mean?
Especially NFL level. These are
NFL level. Yeah. They're no slouches.
Injury or something away from being on that field on Sunday.
Exactly. So you got to think about it. It could just be a numbers game, like a numbers game. Facts. Where you just can't be on that active roster at that moment in time. So,
do you have any guys who you saw early in their career that was on a scout team and then went on to be like good players? I know one guy like Darren Waller. I know a lot of guys talk about a lot of guys who were with him. I think in Baltimore, they're like, I remember he's on the scout team, he's giving us headaches, and then to see, once they kind of put everything together, now he's a top 5 tight end.
Was Jack Doyle on the practice squad when early in this?
He was on the scout team. I think he was on an active roster though because he contributed on special teams.
Special teams, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know with some guys, I just can't think off the top of my head, but I know with some guys who, started off on the practice squad and, worked their way, So, again, it's about opportunity. It's about timing. It's about a lot of different things, man. But, those guys put work in and week out. For sure,
man. For sure, man. We about to get up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all.
As always.
On Thursday. Somebody asked when we getting more defensive film. I got something coming for y'all either tonight or tomorrow. It's a 2-minute breakdown and really going to go into some of the details in 2 minutes, some of the things that you can expect as a defense going into 2 minute. What's your mindset going into a 2-minute drill? Like what's your guys know going into a 2-minute drill?
What's the situation? What does the offense need? So do they need a field goal? Do they need a touchdown? So I think that kind of that's one of that's the first thing. How much time? All right. What do they need? Touchdown or field goal? How much time left? How many timeouts do they have? So that just kind of depends on what type of defense that we're going to call. If they don't have any timeouts, hey, look, they might be trying to get to the sideline. How much time is left? How many plays? Normally, typically, 12 to 13 seconds to run a play from snap to get back to the ball play. So those are the type of things that you gotta know in your mind. Okay, this is 2 minutes.
What's the range of that field goal kicker?
Field goal kicker, exactly. So those are kind of the things that, especially as a D coordinator, okay, what am I calling now? If it's 16 seconds left, and they need a touchdown, and we had the 40. Like, what am I calling? Like, am I calling sideline? Am I calling a victory where you put guys back into the end zone? So, am I pressuring? They need a field goal, so we can't let them get these 15 yards to get into the kicker's range.
Or they may already be in field goal range, and now you got to blitz them to try to get them out.
Yeah, so it's just a lot of things, man. Those are kind of the things that I'm thinking about if when we walk into that 2-minute situation.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, all that AB said, man, and just know as a player and as a coach, be ready for repeat plays, repeat formations, because obviously everything got to happen quick. Keep your ear open because everybody got to be yelling and relaying the calls to each other. So if you can pick up sick, and that goes into the pregame too, studying signals, studying things that they like to do in 2 minutes. Like AB said, knowing the situation is key. Is it an end the half 2 minute? Is it an end the game 2 minute? Who's the kicker? All these different things, even within the calls. If the coordinator calls cover one, how am I going to play this cover one? If it's cover two, I'm obviously playing everything top down, high to low. So I'm knowing all those different things, and it's a critical situation, man. One of my defensive coordinators, Greg Manussi, he used to get in front of the team every Saturday night, like, hey, this game probably going to come down to a 2-minute drive. Either us going out there getting a stop or our offense going out there to try to get a score. So very, very critical. And I saw last year, it was a lot of teams who tricked it off in the last 16, 40 minute of a game, just not being ready for the situation. So got to be prepared, man. But yeah, man. Great questions, man. I hope y'all got something from the answers. Like we said, same time, same place Thursday. And hopefully we got a lot more to talk about, man. Appreciate y'all.
Peace. Have a good one.
Peace. Out of here. Boop, 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 boop.